Okay, that being said, for the 8th,
I move
comes to November 8th, say aye.
Aye.
On. So is the zoning code section 31?
Yes, there is. All right. Chair, Planning and Zoning Committees. So as the similar equipment are completely screened from view from the street or adjoining lots, complete screening of RVs from view, but allows administrative interpretation, allowing partial. So the first in the rights of way, and equipment is completely screened from view or rear property line. Screened equipment basically matches requirements in the code for shall be partially screened from landscaping. Dense landscaping is not height that exceeds the height of adjacent parking partially visible RVs and under current code. The planning and zoning, 75% of the top 2 feet played around with the idea that the top partially visible, not over option 1, strengthening the code. If the planning and zoning commission look into that section again, view by adjacent and nearby property screened from view, 10 foot of height from any side.
And equipment, because I did from what we're.
It became kind of generic. Describes almost golf carts. You know, all of that was a generic.
And to be both 1 and 2 under.
Original complaint that started all this. So Fraser, I do not know the exact what you can.
Okay. Well, I
often have the means to better COVID-19 change the world. Random lockdowns and regulations. I did a lot of owners that have and want RVs are looking at some property an environmental nightmare and that they are untrue. Very clear, 100,000 with some. So it's not stopping drive members out of the community. I want to help them. So please, I can tell you without a doubt that let's work with those two and find a decision for the community.
and
It's the best option for the majority. Quality of life in our unique neighborhood.
by commission members.
A little bit recommendation superseding from your level.
Or if the council would like staff to. It's also been, we didn't want to, the RVs get taller, reducing the size of.
I'm leaning a little on the side.
What to do on 1, and in the general plan, it's just, or regardless between properties, and does that really just passed? I mean, I think promotes and values open space, and so a view fence, and I can't stand it, and I don't think it's fair to people who've spent hundreds of thousands of to the regulations that the top of some not attractive, and I think that towering over the fence, and it is a part that we should either. I think we should be control of our so at least from being why we have this zoning code things to keep
That RVs or even cases in some of the larger properties that are north of, that they can be incorporated into be a unique community. It's the fact that and parks are here, which is generally a storm retention basin. When I first got a plan as to what it talked about, is sitting in the yard, it's cost. And there are other Glendale where if there were any, including my yard, and this other neighborhood, North Glendale, where they had the storage, it was just, but you had time. The problem, you get into the largest, I didn't know who they are, that are actually raising that same question. And the idea that because there's no HOA, it's an open, cities don't rely on to handle that. So they're the final say. So no matter which option 3, I look at some of these enjoy of the owner. It's not, that's my take on it. I think there's their whole job. My thoughts, and then I will open it.
This might be a little bit random. What is the process for that? Make some recommendation
to put it up for a vote. So
At this point, it would be a little bit of time for
Questions or comments?
Commissioner O'Connor's point on enforcement, point 1.1, it's very restrictive. Cannot have our RVs. That covers everyone. Physically put on your last boat with a lot size issue, it's not a class.
relation, whatever, and will not more input. That's all the possibilities. It could be out for community. And kind of
It's usually, but you're for 17 and large use, get along with your neighbors. Great. Right up to the blue course in back. Item 1, then I would like to see living here and watching and seeing walks away from them. So it's a year before we can take it that's going to be workable. And
Okay, well, yes.
What happens? They're not fined. How many days do they have, or does it vary?
Not related, gone after them. Give a notice and then give them time to fix it. Court can even be discussed.
Okay, so
I'm going to abstain.
Would someone like to make,
I'll make a motion. Do I have to read the whole thing or can I say,
okay, that's your motion?
yes, sir?
All right, is there any last discussion? Hearing none.
grade is from the ground going.
For option 1, just changing the last 3 days.
Okay, we have, so we have, let's see if I can do the those and 1 abstention for option 1. Have a motion, is there a second?
my comment on the presentation is in references that they were talking about, but it was not to be fleshed out a little bit more in price.
Yeah, I guess my only necessarily meant to be a transcript, but I don't know that to whether stylistically, but I don't.
Typed up with full understanding.
They'll go to this link.
Okay, so is there a motion to adjourn?